what I want to do, because like what I did ask you to do today was to bring some items that represent you. Yeah. And I see that you brought half a library here. So like I've not heard of, like I like to think I know quite a few books. So I've not heard of any of the books that you brought. So I'm definitely plugged in and listening to, feel free. Go for it.
Right now I'm reading Wishes Fulfilled by Dr. Wayne Dyer. So it talks about the power of your mind, the power of what you can do when you start to focus. So it's very similar to the book that I wrote. So it's nice to find a different perspective. So you can move forward with the knowledge of not allowing anything or anyone, whether it be a coronavirus per se, or whether it be a family member, to distract you from your path and your destination, because you've got laser-like focus. So it's along those lines.
So that's Wishes Fulfilled
by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Yeah.
Mastering the Art of Manifesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a music book, because obviously working in music. Yeah. So this is by Anthony Abbas. He's a US music art manager. So he dropped some gems in the book about starting an independent music career. So it's a really cool book. It's a simple read.
Okay.
Why You is a book on interviewing techniques for podcasting and stuff like that in the future. Okay. So putting it out here for you first. Yeah. Yeah. So it answers 101 questions that you will ask in an interview. Essential Business Law. So this is about company finance, takeovers and mergers. So to grow the business, to grow the brand, to make it bigger, to make it more profitable. Carlos Castanegra, kind of similar to Wishes Fulfilled. This is the second ring of power. So he's got a range of books on the spiritual aspect of life. So to look within and knowing you're enough, and to know that the power that you have within yourself, and with knowing your self-worth and your self-power, you can make anything possible. He's considered okay, so it depends on what culture you come from. So some culture will say witch doctor, some culture will say shaman, some culture will say Obia man, so on and so forth. So that's Carlos Castanegra. So these two books are more important to me because they're actually my books. So this book is the book that I had in Thailand. So it's got all my journey, it's got stories, it's got notes, it's got drawings as well. So I can show the drawings. I'll leave the the notes out because it's in pencil.
Yeah, of course.
It's like a lot of notes, a lot of notes.
I can imagine.
So I know people like this because it's cute. So that's the kind of things that I was doing, and I know people like this one as well because of the detail.
Okay.
And final one, the reason why I showed this one is because I actually did this in Thai prison for someone. They wanted to get it as a tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah, Angel Wings and John 3:16. So yeah, that's this book. So it's got a lot of notes. This book actually ripped my book, which is with the publishers. So all the notes in here, I'll pull it into a book at the end of 2018. And then this one is like my current up-to-date book. So it's like plans, ideas, business plans for all the projects I'm working on. It's got like action plans for my artists. It's got my reviews, my intentions for the next 6 months, and so on and so forth. So that's what each book represents and means to me, and also as a gift from Disney as well. So
big up.
Yeah.
Big. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna there's at least a couple of those books that I'm definitely gonna try and have a little look at. I don't know why I'm trying to look in your hand because I can just rewind the footage.
No, I'll show you afterwards anyway. Yeah. You could take pictures.
No, I appreciate it.
It's for me, I like to expand my mind, expand what I'm doing. Yeah. So I want to keep growing and to keep elevating within myself. Mm-hmm. So that's why so many books, and if I get inspired, I can write something down straight away. If I want to read, I can read this book. If I'm not feeling that, I'll read this book. Mm-hmm. If I'm in this mood, and I can draw if I want to as well. So it gives me the flexibility of doing so many things at an instantaneous moment, because it's in the moment I feel it.
Big stuff. All right. Are you a reader?
I can't say, I can't classify myself as a reader. No, if someone recommends a good book and I pick it up and it's good, I'll read it. But I don't look for a book to read.
No, I hear you. That's not okay. So, but have you got a favorite book? Have you got a book that you would recommend? Give me a book. Give me a book. A recommendation.
The Secret.
I've read that one. Give me another one.
I can't. That's my book.
Is that the best one? Is that so? What makes that book so?
That's the best one. That's the best. That. Oh my gosh! This could be like an all-night conversation. Like that book changed my life. Mm-hmm. That book honestly changed my life. Mm-hmm. And I use it. I use the teachings of it every single day. Okay. And it came to me in my mid-20s by a friend, because I spoke about feeling and anxious and etc. etc. And she said about this book, and I was like, and I wasn't a book reader. I was like, whatever. Then she went and bought me this book, and she said to me, "You're not going to feel it when you first read it. It's not going to make sense, but stick at it." And I was like, okay, whatever, thanks. And I took this book, and this book sat there for ages. I didn't even look at this book, didn't open this book, nothing. I was like, thanks for the book, cheers. Yeah. And I don't know, months went by, and I picked up this book, and she was right. When I first picked up this book, I didn't understand what it was saying to me at all. That it didn't make no sense. I thought, this is crazy. Put this book down several times. I don't know. It just like it called to me. I picked this book up. I read this book, and it changed the way I thought about everything. Because I was going back to when I tell you how angry I was, that came with so many negative thoughts, so many negative thoughts, and so many why me's. Why has this happened to me? Why did my mum leave? Why was my dad so angry? Why did I not enjoy this part of my life? Why has my relationship failed? Why am I a single mum? There were so many whys, and I didn't realize that I was attracting all this to myself on a daily basis. And I started practicing it, and my life started changing in a very positive way. So and anyone that I speak to, I tell about this book. You need this book in your life.
Are you much of a reader?
I do like to read, but I think I need to improve. If you give me a book to read, I'll read. Okay. I'm like that, but I don't go out on my way to get books. But it's funny that you say that, because I said to myself this year, I'm building a bookshelf in my house, and I said I need to fill that bookshelf by the end of 2021. Where I just, you get what I mean?
Well, what you can do, because the question I was going to ask you is, give me a book recommendation. Recommend me a book.
Wow, my God.
And I'll read anything. So it can be non-fiction, it can be a story, it can be a novel.
What's the last book?
It can be an autobiography.
See, I don't like, for me, I'm one of those people. I don't like to read. I don't really like stories and novels. I like real life. I like real life. You know what I mean? Like motivational type of books or inspirational type of books. Like books that I can read. The last book that I read. There was two books that I read, which was oh my gosh, I completely. Her name's gone completely off my head. This is so annoying. What's her? Oh my God! And it was her childhood. It was a very interesting book. It's about her childhood. What's that woman's? I can't believe she's so bait. What's that woman's name again? She's passed away now. Flipping heck. My mind's gone blank.
Is she black woman, white woman, English woman, American woman?
Black woman. Oh my days, she's she's the one that wrote she's the one, Dear Black Child.
Not Toni Morrison, no?
Nah. Oh my days. Common. She used to be around Common a lot. Like Common is a lover. I know a Common is a lover. Oh my God. How did I forget this woman's name?
Don't worry, we'll come back to you.
So annoying. And you're gonna be like, wow, so bait. She's so bait. Yeah, and
I know what you're talking about. Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. Oh!
I knew. Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
And oh my days. Yeah. Anyways, I was reading a book basically about her life and her living in America as a child, and the racism that she sort of suffered in those times, and the fact that the segregation between blacks and whites. Like, yeah, just her. And to me, that was I actually read that book late last year, and early this year I read. Actually, I lied. It wasn't even last year. It was late last year as well. Robin Travis, it's a good friend of mine as well.
Okay.
Good. He's a friend of mine. He's written 2 books because I'm a youth practitioner. Okay. So that really intrigued me. Like, and his life story basically, because to me he's like a living testimony, and he just talks about being in prison, being part of gangs, and being in that type of lifestyle, and then turning his life around. Yeah. And there's a book called Mamas Can't Raise. Was it Mama Can't Raise? Mama Can't Raise No Boy. No, Mama Can't Raise No Boys. Oh my God, I just forget the title.
I've heard of that book.
The title of the book.
I've heard of that book.
That's a great book. And so it's 2 of them anyway. So I've got it in my room anyway. So that was the last.
What's his name?
Robin Travis.
Robin.
Yeah, Robyn.
Okay.
Travis.
All right.
So that's to be, because I'm like, what else? Oh yeah, but that's the 5 languages, the 5 different languages of love.
Yeah, that's a good book.
My mom gave me that book to read. That was a good book as well. I'm someone that, which is bad because I read on recommendation, but I really need to like research on my own.
No, but I'm the same way. That's why I asked this question.
So someone goes, Abby, read this book. I'm like, what book? And then that's when I read it, but I don't go out my way to find, Google it or find different books, which is what I'm trying to get into in a new habit of kind of collecting books and so forth.
Well, if you check on the Instagram page, you'll see I put a post up and asked for some recommendations on my personal page and on the podcast page. So there's a couple in the comment. I've literally just ordered, I don't know, about 12 books. The first one came today, one of the recommendations.
That's really good. What's that?
The Black Jacobin.
Jacobins. What is it? What? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah,
I never heard of him.
Yeah, it's I think it's regarding, I don't know if you've heard of Toussaint Louverture. He was heading the first rebellion, the first rebellion that succeeded in the West Indies during slavery and stuff in Haiti. So I believe it's something to do with that, but someone recommended it, so I just bought it. It's the first one that came today, so I'm gonna start reading that at the weekend.
That's dope.
First, I need three book recommendations from you.
Wow,
3 book recommendations. And if I've read any of them, you have to replace them with something else. just
Ooh, 3 book recommendations.
Go deep into the mental Rolodex for something obscure.
Yeah. So is this something that maybe I'm reading currently or something that I've read?
There's no parameters. Okay. It can be it can be a novel, it can be fiction, non-fiction, it can be self-help, it can be spiritual, it can be whatever you want.
Okay, cool. Okay, recommendations. I would go for and it's because of, I think most people would know about this anyway, but I think do check out by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Have you read that already? You gonna tell
I
me how
have,
to
I
replace
have, but I read it when I was very young, and I haven't employed any
it?
of the stuff inside it.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
gonna let you have that one because I definitely need to
yeah,
reread it. So yes, I've got it on
definitely. Yeah.
PDF though. I've got it on PDF,
Put
so I
it on
will
PDF.
reread it. I
Yeah,
will
yeah, yeah,
reread
yeah.
it.
Definitely revisit that.
Yeah.
Another book recommendation as well would be Story Brand, but I think it's Donald Miller. Yeah.
Okay. Haven't heard of
So
that one.
yeah, it's quite good. These are more business related stuff because
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where my head is at the moment. I'm very much about business and stuff as part of that process. So definitely check out Story Brand. And also, I've forgotten the name of the book by, there's two others actually.
Mhm.
British by Afua Hirsch. Yeah.
Okay.
British.
I feel like I've heard of that one. I definitely haven't read it.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
British.
yeah.
So
British. Where she talks about her identity. It's very much around race and UK identity, British identity.
so that
And
first
check
one was Story Brand, right?
Yeah, Story Brand by Donald Miller. I think that's his name, Donald Miller.
Yeah.
And then Robert
British.
Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, I've got that one.
British by Afua Hirsch.
That's what I heard.
And what's the other one? I was gonna say there was one other by Kahindi Andrews. I've forgotten what it's called.
I love that name,
It's
you know, Kahindi.
yeah,
I think
Kahindi
that's a
Andrews.
beautiful name.
What is it? Radical. I forgot what it's called. You know. Hold on, bear with me, King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problems.
So Kahindi Andrews, yeah, he did a book, and I've got it. I know, but I forgot the titles escaped me. He's talking about radicalism and bringing it back, and what that means for what is his book called? Where is it? But it's really, I mean, Kahindi Andrews, he's deep anyway. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
British man. Understand?
Okay.
Still. That's it. Retelling Black radicalism for the 21st century. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
called Back to Black. Yeah. Back to Black.
Okay. Back to black.
Retelling Black radicalism for the 21st century. I can't believe I forgot the name of the book. But that book there, yeah, he talks about institutions and how to change. His belief is, you know, institutions change people. People don't change institutions, and it's quite deep. So this idea of education and institutions I found quite interesting still, you know. But yeah, so there's a little bit of business in there, stuff there around Black radicalism.
No, yeah, that's good. Perfect. 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 I feel like you definitely blessed me with some good recommendations. You passed the two the 2 MI test.
I'm glad I approved.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach for this book here. I have to give big props to Akala.
Okay.
Yeah. Race and Class in the Ruins of Empire. It's called Natives.
Yes, I've heard of it and I've been meaning to, and I haven't got it. So that's a good one.
Incredible book. I would say to you, if you're a news junkie and you like news and you like history, then you need to read a book called The Pentagon Papers.
Okay.
They eventually made a movie out of it, came out about last year. Pentagon Papers is a collection of memos that were passed between Pentagon departments just before and throughout the Vietnamese conflict.
Okay.
Tells a totally different story from what we see in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely incredible book. And to think it's a work of fact and not fiction makes it even better. I don't know. I mean, you know, we're in a time where race is so important. So, you know, my childhood, I spent a lot of time reading. If you read books like, you know, they made a movie out of it, but the book is always better, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay. My wife has been telling me for a long time to check that out, and I haven't as of yet.
You need to check it out. To Kill a Mockingbird. Lee Harper, or Harper Lee rather, the author, turned out to be a little white woman, but it's an incredible insight into race and class. it's an incredible insight to writing class at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't bore you with books like Malcolm X.
Yeah, that's I've read that maybe 4 or 5 times in my life.
Because you would have read that.
Mm-hmm.
But I always think we should expand our reading and read wider.
Yeah, I think that book, I think I read it for the first time when I was 13, 14. But yeah, that's definitely a powerful book, and I agree. I think a lot of people haven't read it just purely because the film exists. I think a lot of books stop being read by new generations as soon as a film exists of it.
Two more books.
Yeah, yeah.
Really
Bonuses.
upset your head.
Bonuses. Let's go.
Upset my head when I was a kid. And my friend Gregory, who is a police officer in Jamaica now, he recommended these 2 books when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
A guy called Eric von Daniken, and one is called Return of the Gods, and one is called The Chariots of the Gods. You can read them in any order you feel like.
And they're both by the same author,
yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say much more about them.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance to read any of them, just like how the Pentagon Papers will reshape your mind about the propaganda around the Vietnamese War, those books will change the foundation of how you see things around you. That's all I can say.
That's
guarantee.
Good. That's good. I need 3 more book recommendations from you. And I know you've posted probably like 4 or 5 so much on the Instagram, but now I need 3 books that you haven't often said to me before. So no autobiography of Malcolm X, no Think and Grow Rich. I can't remember what the other one that you said the other day was. But yeah, none of those books. So I need 3 more books from you.
Okay, 3 more books. How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Good book.
Already, you got it.
I was just having a look. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of books that you haven't read.
There's quite a few, to be fair. Throw it out there.
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
I've got that. To be fair, I've got it on PDF actually. So.
Got it on PDF. Okay.
Yeah.
Another book. I told you. Have you read Tipping Point?
I've heard of it. I don't know if I've read it. So that's a good one. I'll take that one.
Yeah, Tipping Point. Yeah.
I'll take that one. All right. Okay. And was that free? That was free, right?
Well, I said How to Influence and Influence People, but you got it.
Yeah.
And I said How Europe Underdeveloped Africa.
Mm-hmm. And then that one. So we need one more.
One more. Did I tell you The Power of the Subconscious Mind already?
You know what's funny? What's that book? Sorry, wait there. I got a book the other day. Yeah? I thought this was it, but it's not. It's called. I don't know who recommended it to me because I've never heard of it before. But it's called Consciously.
Yeah, I recommended that to you.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But I ordered it. It came the other day. It took forever to come. But yeah, I think this is going to be the next one. I don't know why. For some reason, it's just got an energy about it. That from it's been here, I literally didn't put it away until yesterday actually, and it came about a week ago or 5 days ago. So I think this is going to be the next one once I finish group. So if you recommended that one to me, you don't have to recommend me another one. That's a big one already. I can feel it in my waters. If I had any.
Yeah, I would recommend Power of the Subconscious Mind as well, bro.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Good book.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. And
I'll give you one.
Yeah, come on then.
Capitalism and Slavery.
Why do I feel like is that an old book?
Yeah, it was probably.
I feel like I feel like that's on my mum's bookshelf. I feel like I've got that.
Okay.
I'm taking all them books. All them books are mine now. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, they are obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got there. So I've got that's next as well. And finally, are you much of a reader?
Yeah, I enjoy a bit of reading.
Okay, so I will one book recommendation
for you.
But for yes, all right, for me. But if I've read it already, you have to give me another one.
I'm gonna put you out there, chicks. I'll put you out of your comfort zone. I reckon. Terence McKenna, Food of the Gods. Mad book. Yeah, it's about. So I don't know. Are you much of a trip cat? You like your psychedelics?
I've dabbled, but I'm definitely interested in finding out as much as I can.
So Terence McKenna is he's the godfather, man. If you're going to read about that.
I'm sure Joe Rogan's mentioned him, I think.
No, I think he's had his brother on there, which is it Bruce McKenna or something like that. I don't know. But no, great book. It's all about societies through the ages and from almost like what's that stoned ape theory. There's a guy, what's his name? I forget his name.
Mushrooms from...
cow shit that's the original one. But so the whole thing is about how we've progressed through our societies and how psychedelics have changed us as such. Like you see them in all different societies, all different cultures and races that have come through, even different continents. And the way psychedelics have had an impact on those societies and cultures and how they've developed linguistically or what they've become after that with the help of psychedelics. Pretty crazy book, man. Probably my top favorite read. I must have read it 3 times already.
Big book, small book, how thin?
Small book, man. Not too big. Easy read.
Old guy, white beard and stuff.
No, you're thinking of Alan Watts.
Okay.
Alan Watts was Reese likes Alan Watts too. We checked that out. He was the first guy to bring Eastern philosophy into the States in the 70s. Okay. So Buddhism, Zen, Shintoism, all that he talks about, mostly Buddhism, all the different sects and everything like that.
Okay.
Alan Watts, I don't know. It depends when you're looking at a picture of him. I'm sure he's grey now.
Yeah. No, this is a guy that was actually on the podcast, though. This is the guy that was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, that's his brother. He hasn't been on there. That's his brother.
No problem.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. No, very interesting guys. He's the authority on psychedelics, natural ones. Dude went into the Amazon, done salvia with the guys, ayahuasca ceremonies, ibogaine in Mexico, and just to change your whole perception on things. No, that and I'll throw you another one because I know you like the martial arts too. You got to check out the Book of 5 Rings. Miyamoto Musashi. He was the greatest Japanese swordsman. There's a story about him. He gets to the one and the guy challenges him. Or he challenges the guy. I can't remember exactly. And he tells him he'll fight him on the beach. And this is it's just medieval Japan. Yeah. So he rocks up there early and it's on a little island and he rows over there. He gets off his boat and he sits there with the oar and he carves himself a bokken. You know what a bokken is? It's it's a wooden sword.
Okay. To train with.
That you used to train. But he's going to fight this guy. It's a fight to the death. This is samurai times. He was a swordsman and he just went on a bit of a hiatus, I suppose you could say. He just went on a walk and he traveled around and he just fought people. He wanted to be the greatest swordsman. And that's what he did. So the whole book is his ethos on fighting and battle. So it's almost the Art of War.
Art of War, yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Same kind of thing, but this is about his style, the style of two swords. That's what he does. So it's like a wakizashi, which is a little sword, and then he's got his katana, and it's his whole style of fighting with that. But so he goes early to the fight, sits there from the morning, carves the book, and then he just walks up and down the beach, up and down the beach, up and down the beach. And the guy finally gets there, and he looks at him with his little wooden sword, and he laughs at him. So they start fighting, and as soon as the guy comes at him, he turns around and he starts running. And he runs all the way up the beach, run. And he gets to a certain point, and he stops. And what he does, he stops in the wet sand. So it's the dry sand. But the guy, he's on the wet sand, the guy's on the dry sand. So he's slower. And as he stops, he doubles back, and he hits him once to the side of the head as the guy strikes, and he kills him dead. Boom, on the spot. And that's the whole story is about your preparation, and where you choose to fight is more important than your tool that you're fighting with at the end. So you've prepared so much, you've got to know the lay of the land. So he gets there, he takes him to his spot that he knows where he's got the advantage in the sand, and he hits him once against the side of the head, and he's dead. And so the whole book's like that. Like, you'll see him, he explains how to fight multiple opponents and that. It's all quite cryptic, but a great book. If you're into martial arts, that's what it'll change the way you view fighting. I think that's a big thing too, especially if you're gonna go forward too, because at the end of the day, anyone can go headstrong into something. But if you take those 5 minutes to sit back and think, you might find those little gaps that are the important things.
No, that's fair.
So I'll give you two. They're both so small that you could read both as one book. Like,
have you read The Richest Man in Babylon?
No.
There you go. There's a fair trade. Yeah? That's a good one.
All right, cool.
It's not super long either. In fact, I can send you the PDF if you. I don't know if you read. Do you like paper books?
No. I'm a paper guy.
So am I, to be fair. But I've got a few. I've got a few PDFs at the moment. But yeah. All right. But that's a good one. Recommend it. Even if you look on the Too Much Information page, I put a couple of quotes on there, so you can see kind of the thing. But it's similar to that, where it's lessons in almost cryptic ways, but about finances and how to, plan for your family's future and certain things. But it's a good book, great book.
Okay, yeah, I'll give that a check out. That sounds pretty good.
All right. Unless there's anything you want to ask me? Anything you want to ask me before you?
No, I'm all right. I enjoyed that. I think we got most of it out there. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'll definitely give that a look. I needed a lockdown read anyway.
Yeah. Give that one a good. That's a great book. One thing, what I'll do, I'll end it on this, because like I said, you've already committed to doing another one with me, so I can be easy. I can be easy today.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
What I do ask of you, maybe I should have given you a bit of time to prepare this, to be fair, but I need a list of 3 must-read books that you think everybody should read. I don't know whether that is a bit broad.
All right, can I give you 3 now and then a revision?
Of course, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it every
because
I've
got my book club, right? I've got a book club on Facebook.
No.
It's called Go Mind Your Business and Go Look a Book.
I'm gonna go find it.
So go find it. Okay.
Have you liked the Too Much Information page yet?
I think I have.
Look at your face. You lie. Anyway, so give me these 3 books.
I'll do it. No, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I will. I promise I will.
Yeah.
I will. Must read books. Oh my God. I've read so many books.
I know.
Okay. Black Feminism by Patricia Hill Collins. Yeah, that's the first one. Oh man, oh my God, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander.
Okay, that's been recommended to me before. Okay,
that's a big book. That's a big book.
What's the author's name?
Michelle Alexander.
Okay.
And
he's writing something down.
Oh my God, do you know how hard this is? This is?
Yeah, that's good. I'll tell you. Let me make it easy for you. I don't know if you read fiction, but have you any fiction?
Okay, fiction.
To the last one.
A book. Oh God. You know what? I did like. I like the book. A book by, what's his name? Oh, see, I've forgotten his name. Like, I'm good at book titles. I'm just rubbish with author names.
Tell me the book title
but it's
and I'll
called,
find it.
oh, okay. Brilliant book that I love. Conversations with God. It's not religious,
I've read
but
that.
by Neil Donald Walsh.
I've read that. Yeah.
That book
It's a big
changed
book.
my life when I was like 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
And Things Fall Apart by what's his bloody name? You know what? Don't worry, I got a whole list for you. I just need to like write them down, innit?
No, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna
Yeah.
just